Can you actually speak to the technical challenge of going from mostly a not online, large scale gaming platform to being able to support with Battle Royale a huge number of people playing with each other at the same exact time? Like, what's the technical, 4 weeks, what's the technical challenges there that had to be overcome?
Since 2012, we've been building online backend system to support player accounts and login and all of the different systems that are needed to make a multiplayer game. And we've been building them to be scalable. And by some miracle, we built them stably enough that they were able to scale up. And so the online team who was responsible for patching that code spent a year of intense work getting it to scale from like 40,000 concurrent users to 15 million concurrent users.
Yeah, I mean, there's scaling. That's a lot.
It's immense, but they'd done such an awesome job of building the foundations that
Hmm.
it was tractable. It was doable. If they hadn't done that, then the company would have died. Fortnite just wouldn't have been playable, and the whole thing would have failed.
I mean, there's just so much detail there that makes all the difference because, I mean, that's what Spotify has talked about, that like the latency, it's like how quickly you can deliver the song changes the product from being this shitty thing that I'd rather pirate the songs to like this is good enough to where I really enjoy the experience. I want to use it.
Yeah,
And so like, yeah, that's really important to create an experience for 15 million concurrent users to where where it's not lagging, where it actually works, right? Is there something you could say to the sort of like how difficult that is to pull off?
the trend nowadays for building online services is microservices. There's not one big server that handles all of the interactions with Fortnite. There's game servers running 100-player game instances for each battle royale session, and then there's an account server and many instances of it all talking to a shared database. And there's hundreds of different microservices talking to each other. And so scaling is a matter of identifying what are the bottlenecks in that system and making sure that each one can scale and has enough redundancy to be able to handle the load. I mean, thank God for Amazon Web Services and cloud hosting, because Epic went to 15 million concurrent users without buying any server hardware.
Mm-hmm.
We are able to just call up Amazon and say we need more. And there was a period of time there where Fortnite was undergoing this exponential growth, and we'd find like one week we ran out of servers in Brazil during a heavy weekend of play, and next week we had an even heavier weekend of play, and there were servers to handle it. Like somebody at Amazon had drop shipped, millions of dollars of server hardware into Brazil and turned it on just in time for Fortnite to need it. And there are a lot of unsung heroes in that story, many of whom we've never heard of.
Yeah, I mean, behind AWS, many unsung heroes. There's like so much of those folks that run the modern internet. All the incredible services, the games, the services that we take for granted are currently being run on AWS or were originally, and Google Cloud and so on. Yeah, can you speak to how much money Fortnite made? So this is like one of the greatest successes in the history of video games also.
Fortnite makes billions of dollars a year,
Mhm.
um, and that's the majority of Epic's revenue. Though we have a robust business around Unreal Engine licensing, Rocket League, and Fall Guys, and some other tools like the Fab Content Marketplace. But the majority of it is Fortnite because we've chosen to reinvest heavily in building what we think is the future of technology. We're spending more every year than we're making. And for a bit of time, we were spending over $1 billion a year more than we were making. And we found that to be unsustainable. And we went through some painful layoffs at that time. And then we stabilized, and now we're spending several $100 million a year more than we're making, which we can very well afford to do because we have billions of dollars in the bank. Thanks to a combination of the profits we made when we were a very small company with a very big game, and because of investment we've raised. We're not an oil well pumping oil out of the ground at where we discovered oil. We are growing to be a future technology powerhouse, and we think the 3D space and the future of real-time 3D simulations is going to be one of the major facets of technology for humanity, and we're all in investing in that.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that you're investing in a long-term future, sort of taking the risk of doing the research and defining the next chapter of Epic. So using the successes of the day to invest into the successes of tomorrow that might look very different, like completely different. And part of that is investing in the developments, the research and the innovation in the Unreal Engine.
That's right. We're a company that can start working on a project knowing that we won't reach fruition or make any money from it at all for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. We're totally okay with that. And, that's the cycle that's fueled our growth over time. It's constantly investing in the future and, being a serious company that's doing serious R&D, side by side with shipping and maintaining products and earning money from them.